Hey guys, Brian here. Today I want to give you my impressions of Planet X Caelus. This is a third-party company that has produced a, as you can see, follows Cybertron's swoop. So he comes with a number of weapons, like the swords, that I'm going to go ahead and take off now. And these swords are pretty darn cool, I actually really like them. These swords very much mirror Grimlock's sword, and if they were done the same transparent orange, would look really, really kind of cool and side by side, but I'm okay with them as they are. He also comes with these missile pods for a more G1 accurate look, but he didn't have those in the game, so I generally leave those off as well. And the swords and these missiles just plug onto these ports that are in here, and there's several of them throughout him. I guess actually only two. Only there in the arm, and there in the wing. So for his articulation in pterodactyl mode, basically his little feet here can move, and they're on a double hinge so they can move a bit. I leave him like this when I put him in a flying pose, with his feet like that. His wings have a good joint here, joint here. Brian, why are you doing a review? They also have a joint at the tip, and the claw there, and cool feature of all, the mouth can open. I love when mouths can open. I really kind of am annoyed that the head doesn't lock together in any way, because, you know, I try to move one part of the head and the whole thing just doesn't go with it at all. I think they're supposed to be tied friction-wise together, but they don't really do that. But he looks actually really, really awesome in pterodactyl mode. Very game accurate. That is a repro label because this is a third-party figure. It can't have the Autobot logo on it, but I have repro labels to supply me with Autobot logos, which you can get at reprolabels.com. His underside is pretty ugly. I'm not gonna even try to sugarcoat that. I'm not in love with the arms being completely on the side here, and the legs very much just pushed against the chest. I'm not quite sure how they could have solved that, but that's what my opinion is of it. So if you have one Dinobot, you really need to see him with a buddy. So here's Hasbro's Grimlock, and you can see that they have basically the same color gold plastic, but not the same color silver. That's because they tried to make Caelus here fit in with both the Hasbro version, which is what I have, and the Takara version, where the grays on the Takara version, the Japanese version of this figure, are matching these guys, but the gold doesn't match the Takara version. I am perfectly satisfied with this. I don't need them all to be exactly the same shade of gray. I'm okay with a little asymmetry in the group, but they look actually pretty darn awesome together. Now with Grimlock in robot mode, there actually is a really cool feature that they designed into Caelus here to interact with him. In the game, you might recall there's a scene or a level where Swoop carries Grimlock, and you just flip the feet down like this, and these guys will latch on, not super securely, but securely enough. They'll just slide into these holes that are right here, so they just slide in like that. He's not super secure, but you can shake him a little bit and not have him immediately fall, but he is not I wouldn't recommend doing that indefinitely. But you can totally have Swoop mounting Grimlock like that, and if you have some Tamashi web stands, you can have the scene of them flying through the air with not a care in the world. It's pretty cool feature that they didn't really need to add in, but they did. The transformation for this guy is actually pretty darn awesome. It's got some tricks like pulling the sides of the torso out, moving them in slightly different positions. The whole backpack slides up and down. The wings have enough articulation that you got some options on how you want to display them. This is how I like to display them because it as closely matches the concept art as you can get. Yeah, they're big and from the side, but you view them from the front and an angle like this, it doesn't look bad. The head sculpt is basically exactly what you got in the game. The posability on this guy is amazing. I don't know why his wrists couldn't be ball joints, but that's a fairly minor nitpick. His arms can go out really far. Nice big ratchets. The shoulder pads get stuck too much, and so you constantly have to keep flipping them out. The knees have a double jointed knee, so you can get really good with that. The feet have a heel spur and are nice and big. And for a quick size comparison, here he is, of course, with the robot mode of Grimlock, his leader, Optimus, the leader of the Autobots, and my Ultra Magnus that I have available. And I think that just looks pretty darn awesome. That is a very solid team of Cybertronian warriors. And swords instantly make any Transformer look incredibly awesome. So my final thoughts on this guy is that he is extremely articulated, has an awesome design because I love the game design so very much, and is just a fantastic purchase. I'm so glad somebody made them, and they're just not too long ago showed off their sludge that they're making next, and then they've also shown silhouettes, Slug and Snarl, and I can't wait to get Slug because I love Triceratops, and that design is the coolest design for Slug that I've seen in quite some time. So this guy I find to be awesome, and I can't wait to have an entire team of these guys sitting on my shelf with the War for Cybertron figures. But I'm curious, what do you guys think? What is this? How does he look to you guys? What do you guys think of the game designs? Let me know what you guys think. See ya.